I identify myself as a person with special love for teaching, research, and science communication. In past 12 years of my academic career, I had numerous opportunities of teaching and mentoring several students, and I find it extremely satisfying and rewarding to see my students flourishing into mature scientists. My education broadly spans into four educational institutes: Punjab University, from where I earned my bachelor's and master's degree in MSc in physics honors; University of Delaware, USA, from where I earned my PhD degree; the Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research, Mohali, where I worked as a research associate under fast track scheme for young scientists; and Guru Nanak Dev University, where I'm currently working as assistant professor. My career as a researcher and a teacher started at the University of Delaware, where I was first appointed as a teaching assistant to teach undergraduate courses and labs. Later, I joined the atomic physics group of Professor Mariana Sofronova, and I worked under her guidance. As a graduate student, my research was aligned towards the field of atomic physics and its applications in various subjects. The topic of my thesis was modeling of atomic systems for quantum computation and atomic clocks. And some contributions of my PhD work include high precision calculation of atomic properties using relativistic all order method, and I calculated various important properties of atomic systems for their applications in a number of fields. So I'm thankful to the faculties and co-workers at the University of Delaware for deepening my research interest in basic sciences. And thereafter, I joined as an independent researcher at GNDU, and I was independently working and trying to get into insights of quantum information. This really helped me, and I was granted a fast track scheme for young scientists by Department of Science and Technology to work under a project titled Quantum Computing with trapped neutral atoms and cold ions. As a fruitful outcome, I started working on the project with the Professor Arvind. The project was selected under the excellent category by Sir. This time I spent at ISER Mohali was a great learning experience for me, not only in strengthening my fundamentals, but also I was happy that I was contributing to the advancements of development of these advanced technologies. And in view of the research publications I made at ISER Mohali and my past teaching experience at University of Delaware, I was offered a permanent assistant professorship at GNDU in October 2011. And during my tenure at GNDU, I have been actively involved in my research and teaching duties. In addition to my teaching and research activities, I have also been passionately involved in promotion of science in Punjab, especially in Amritsar city. So, a little bit about my research work. I really owe my research career to a very hardworking and dedicated team of my students, which include PhD scholars, graduates, and undergraduates. Graduates. My group consists of nine PhD scholars, five out of which they have graduated, and the others are currently enrolled with me and working me. I have guided over 30 BSc and MSc students over past 10 years of my teaching experience, and some MSc and BSc students are currently working with my group. An important contribution of the research work done in my group is the development of an extensive database of atomic properties. So our group is building an online portal in collaboration with the researchers at the University of Delaware, USA, and the portal is open access and provides various atomic properties for a number of atomic species. We have released two versions of these portal, and there are about 30 elements which have been added to this portal, and it has more than 3,000 users from across the world right now. And the third version is about to release sometime in this year. And these atomic properties, which we have provided on the online portal, are used for various applications in trapping, cooling, next generation atomic clocks, quantum computers, cold atom physics, astrophysics, and material sciences. So different students in my group, they have been working on various problems. I will present an account of work done by them in brief. So Jeet Singh, one of my PhD students, had done theoretical study of dipole and quadrupole polarizabilities and magic wavelengths for a set of heavy alkali atoms. And the focus of this work was on the application of polarizability for trapping and pulling schemes of atoms. And based on the magic anti-node wavelength calculations done during this work, I was nominated for the S.N. Ghosh Award and Indian National Science Academy Young Scientist Award in year 2014. And Sujit was also awarded as the Young Scientist Award at Punjab Science Congress. Um, I was awarded Young Scientist Award by Punjab Science Congress in year 2012 for my effective work on accurate calculation of black body radiation shifts for optical clocks using alkaline earth ions. And I owe this work to one of my students, Jasmeet Kaur, who had developed a database to minimize the uncertainty budget in the optical atomic clocks based on alkaline earth ions. And this facilitates experimental realization of high precision clocks. Kiran Preet Kaur, another student in my group, had worked on calculation of dispersion coefficients for various atomic systems with interacting with various surfaces. And uh, Maninder Kaur had worked on more fundamental foundations of quantum physics, and she studied dynamical behavior of quantum phases of a number of systems considering different physical conditions. Mandeep had worked on alkaline earth metal ions, and her work had a lot of applications in astrophysics. And currently, three students are enrolled with me. They are working on different projects. Vipul, one of my PhD students who have recently joined, is working on artificial intelligence and machine learning for atomic physics calculations. Harpreet Kaur is working on application of Lipschitz theory for calculation of interaction between hydrogen molecule and other toxic heavy metals. This has application in hydrogen storage and sensing. And Jyoti is working on calculation of properties for highly charged ions for the application in astrophysics and for the next generation atomic clocks. So my latest work includes proposing exceptional optical frequency standards with better short-term and long-term stabilities, which are known as the active atomic clocks. And the work is being carried out in collaboration with theoretical group at the Institute of Physics, China, and experimental group at Peking University, Beijing. One of my undergraduate students had built an extensive database for the matrix elements of Rydberg atoms using alkali Rydberg calculator. And this book has a lot of applications in quantum computation using Rydberg atoms. I've recently been granted a research TARE fellowship to work on the theoretical description of Rydberg interactions beyond simplified diatomic model. And this work I'm doing with Professor Arvind at ISM Hall. I would like to count my accomplishments not by the awards that I have won, but by the contributions I have made for the betterment of my students and society. And I identify my role as the mentor of CyROX as one of the most important role as science educator for undergraduates and graduates. I count it as one of the most important accomplishments. CyROX is a student-run science club which aims to popularize science, and in its active tenure of almost 4 to 5 years, we have come up with innovative ideas to bring together people belonging to different age groups, genders, geographical, cultural, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Um we have a primary motive of promoting science, and in addition to the regular activities like organizing webinars, conferences, science quizzes, and science themed fun activities, stargazing activities, we have also come up with some out of box initiatives for promotion of science, especially in Punjab. And I would like to give a brief account of what initiatives we have taken. One of the most important steps taken by the club with the help of Science for Promotion of Science and Technology, which I'm really proud of, is Vigyan Safari. So it's a science exhibition bus which visits various schools of Amritsar district, especially in rural areas where students they don't have access to science demonstrations. The bus carries a number of scientific experiments and demonstrations which have been built using waste materials by the science club members. And The main motive of this bus is to show scientific demonstrations and give career guidance to school students and help them motivate to continue their careers in sciences. And the bus was inaugurated in February last year. We have made a couple of visits to schools, and I hope that this journey of science Vigyan safari continues by the Cyrox. Another major initiative taken by my student is project tunneling. So students took note of the current challenges being faced by school students who did not have access to laboratories during the COVID times. So what we initiated was that we included a number of scientific demonstrations and science quizzes in Punjabi to be streamed weekly on the official YouTube channel of Cyrox. The aim is to teach science through fun experiments, and we tried to follow a schedule of NCRT based experiments where the club students they demonstrated these experiments and posted it online. With the vision that open access provides an equitable way of disseminating scientific ideas, Cyrox also initiated a peer-reviewed quarterly journal called Inertia. Um, so the journal aims to publish science articles for non-experts, so as to promote science among people belonging to different age groups, backgrounds, and we have currently three issues of this journal called Inertia have been published right now. So other than this, a number of students from my group have been to various conferences, won Best Poster Award like Sukhjeet Singh, Mandeep Kaur, Harpreet Kaur. They have won Young Scientist Award at Punjab Science Congress. Jyoti won Best Poster Award at FSQT conference held last year. A number of bachelor's and master's students from our department have outshined at various national and international conferences. And in addition to research scholars, my group has many BSc and MSc students who work in various research topics and been able to publish their work in reputed journals. So if I talk about total number of MSc and BSc students who have published their work in scientific journals, then I think uh, should be more than 20 from our department. And at least four of my BSc MSc students have published their work in reputed journals like Atomic and Nuclear Data Tables, Journal of Physics, Physica Spectra. Based on effective publications made during their bachelor's and master's, these students have secured very good positions in topmost institutes in India and abroad. Like Shankar, who was one of my master's student, he was selected at Department of Electronic Materials Engineering at Australian National University. Paras, who had worked with our group on quantum tunneling problem, is now at CPA Paris. And Preeti is now working as a PhD scholar at IIT Delhi. Simranpreet Kaur has joined a PhD position at Institute of Space and Science at Barcelona. And there are countless cases where our department students have really made us proud. And if I talk about in terms of awards, then I was selected among the top 3 women scientists by Maxis Coopers in year 2019. I was awarded Young Women Scientist Award by Pearl Foundation last year. Also selected for the INSA DFG Bilateral Exchange of Scientists program to visit University of Kaiserslautern, Germany. And recently, I was also the local coordinator for a week-long science festival called the Vigyan Sarvatra Pujate, which was the festival which celebrated at 75 different locations around the India, and GND was one of the locations chosen. This event was supported under the flagship program of SCOPE, Science and Technology Communication, Popularization and its Extension, with the support of Ministry of Culture and Office of PSA. The festival aimed to explore and celebrate science in every possible way by bringing together diverse group of professionals to engage and inspire them, and various audience from schools, colleges, and general public were part of this week-long science festival. In end, I would like to say that my long-term motto is to keep this learning momentum on, and I would like to continue to play my role as an educator and a teacher for dissemination of science, irrespective of what background they belong. Thank you so much.
हाउ ग्लोबल सर्च एल्गोरिथम हेल्प्स टू फाइंड द नेम इन फोन डायरेक्टरी।
ठीक है, अब नॉर्मल डायरेक्टरी कैसे होती है, जैसे नॉर्मल फोन डायरेक्टरी अब तो नहीं यूज़ करते, पर ठीक है फ़ोन में भी यूज़ करते हो तुम लोग, है ना। उसमें क्या होता है, तुम्हारे अल्फाबेटिकली नेम्स सॉर्टेड होता है, ठीक है ना। एक के पहले बी एंड सो ऑन, जिसको बोलते हैं ना शब्दकोश के हिसाब से, डिक्शनरी के हिसाब से हमारे वर्ड्स नेम्स सॉर्टेड होते हैं। तो अगर तुमने कोई नाम देखना है, जैसे अलीशा ही देखना है, तो तुम ALI उस ऑर्डर में अपना फ़ोन नंबर ढूंढना। ईजी है कुछ से, उसमें तुझे स्टेप्स में कुछ एक एक स्टेप देखना पड़ रहा है, पर तुझे पता है कि तुझे एक एक विद इन ही अपना आंसर ढूंढना है। वो क्लासिकली तू एल्गोरिथम लगा के सर्च कर सकती है एक एक देख कर। ये तूने इफ लूप लगा लिया कि पहला अल्फाबेट इफ ए है, सेकंड अल्फाबेट इफ एल है, ऐसे करके ना तो पूरा करके तेरा हो जाएगा। पर अब तेरी अगर फोन डायरेक्टरी सॉर्टेड नहीं होती, ठीक है, मान ले अनसॉर्टेड है। अनसॉर्टेड का मतलब नेम्स जो है अल्फाबेटिकली ऑर्डर नहीं लगे हुए और तुझे अलीशा का नंबर, अपना नंबर ढूंढना है उसमें से।
ठीक है,
तो क्लासिकल एल्गोरिथम क्या करेगी, क्लासिकल एल्गोरिथम नेम 1 सर्च करेगी, देखिए अभी पूरा का पूरा सर्च करेगी कि ये अलीशा से मैच करता है कि नहीं करता, नेम 2 करता है कि नहीं करता, नेम 3 एंड सो ऑन, है ना। ये सारे के सारे एक एक करके सर्च करेगा। और मान ले तेरे पास 100 एंट्रीज, 300 एंट्रीज में मान ले अलीशा नाम बिल्कुल एंड में था, उसको 100 स्टेप्स लग जाएंगे वो ढूंढने में। वो लग पे है तेरे के अलीशा सबसे पहला नाम भी हो सकता है, 100 में हो सकता है। तो ये हो गया तेरा क्लासिकल सर्च। क्वांटम सर्च में क्या होगा, ग्लोबल सर्च इसको बोलते हैं। वो कैसे सर्च करती है, वो क्या करेगी, अनसॉर्टेड में जो हमने ओरेकल किया था ना, ओरेकल की हेल्प से एक गो में सारे के सारे नाम पे झांकेंगे, क्योंकि सुपरपोज है, ये सारे के सारे नाम सुपरपोज है, और वो एक साथ झांक कर सिंगल स्टेप में अलीशा का नंबर ढूंढेगी। अब जरूरी नहीं है, अब तुम्हें एक्सप्लेन कैसे करना है, तेरा जो मेन बेसिक क्वेश्चन ये है कि एग्जाम में आता है तो तुझे एक्सप्लेन कैसे करना है। तो चाहे तो फोन डायरेक्टरी के ले लेते इन एन एनसैम्पल, इन अ सेट ऑफ फोन नंबर्स, ठीक है, हमारे पास सेट है नेम्स का, और नेम से कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग तूने बस नाम ही ढूंढना, नाम तुझे मिल गया तो तुझे नंबर मिल गया। तो ठीक है, लेट अस से इन अ सेट ऑफ 100 नेम्स, ठीक है, नेम 1, नेम 2, नेम 3 एंड सो ऑन टिल नेम 100। इन सेट में से अभी तेरा डिजायरेबल कितना आंसर है, तेरा डिजायरेबल एक ही है, ठीक है। तो तू कह देगी आउट ऑफ टोटल n which is 100 in this case, your desirable answer is 1। तो तेरा जो m है वो 1 है, और जो नॉट डिजायरेबल आंसर है वो n minus n equal to 91। ग्लोबल एल्गोरिथम क्या करेगी, तेरी ओरेकल लगा के, जो तुम लोग को बताया था ना, जो ये वाला फंक्शन हमने इसको क्या S3 बोला था, याद है क्या बोला था?
S3, यस मैम,
S3 एंड G,
यस मैम,
है ना। एक दो ऑपरेशन थे, S3, हाँ G था पूरा, G राइट। तो एक उसको G बोला था, which was combination of S3 and Oracle। तो S3 था हमारा 2 psi minus I,
यस
है ना, और
Oracle।
इसका कॉम्बिनेशन था। अभी ऑपरेशन अगर ये समझना है वो भी मैं समझा देती हूँ कैसे लगता है सर्किट में। बट तेरा ग्लोबल एल्गोरिथम क्या करेगा, अब ईच तुम्हारे क्वांटम में क्या ये सारे ऑपरेटर है ना, ईच ऑपरेशन ऑफ दिस ऑपरेटर व्हाट इट विल डू, ये तेरे पूरे सेट पे वन टाइम पे लग रहा है। इट विल ब्रिंग योर आंसर क्लोजर टू दिस क्वांटिटी। कैसे, ग्राफिकली समझना सबसे ज्यादा आसान है। ये क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स में तुझे पता है हर एक सेट, हर एक वेक्टर को तुम वेक्टर स्पेस में ड्रॉ कर सकते है ना। तो जो तेरी इनिशियल वेक्टर स्पेस है साइड, जो टोटल कॉम्बिनेशन बता रही है, पूरा का पूरा सेट है तेरा, वो क्या है, पूरा का पूरा तेरा सेट है n1 प्लस n2 प्लस n3। इस केस में ये सारी एंट्रीज जो है 1 1 है, इसलिए तुमने इनके आगे कुछ नहीं लगाया। पर मान ले तेरे पास इसमें n1 नाम की 2 एंट्रीज थी, तो ऑब्वियसली फिर उसका वेट फैक्टर उस हिसाब से तो चेंज करेंगे। फिर ये तुम लोगों को ठीक है ना, ये चीज पता है। अब और n नॉर्मलाइज इट ऑब्वियसली उस हिसाब से 1/n बट ये सब फैक्टर्स मैं अभी भूल रही हूँ, कंसेप्चुअली मैं एक्सप्लेन कर रही हूँ कि तेरा जो पूरा कंप्लीट सेट है अब क्वांटम ग्रोवर सर्च एल्गोरिथम में, वो इनका कॉम्बिनेशन है, ये तुम्हें पता है ना। अब इस कॉम्बिनेशन में जब तू जी ऑपरेटर लगाएगी, साइड पे लगाते हो ना तुम जी ऑपरेटर, वो क्या कर रहा है, वो जी ऑपरेटर हर एक ऑपरेशन से वो एंट्रीज हटा रहा है जो डिजायरेबल नहीं है, और
लेफ्ट विल,
हाँ, और ये जरूरी नहीं कि एक ही स्टेप में तेरा आंसर इसके बाद ये आ जाएगा अनिशा, हाँ, एक स्टेप में नहीं आएगा। मतलब हर एक ग्रोवर एल्गोरिथम में कुछ कुछ जो अनडिजायरेबल एंट्रीज हैं वो हटाई जा रहा है कि भाई n1 n2 हटा दी, n3 अभी भी रह गई, फिर n5 रह गई एंड सो ऑन, फिर तू दोबारा एक और जी लगाएगी, ऐसे करते करते ईच एप्लीकेशन ऑफ जी विल ब्रिंग योर रिजल्ट क्लोजर टू द डिजायर्ड आंसर।
ओके मैम,
चलो वन स्टेप में कर रहा है,
ठीक है।
ठीक है। अब एक्सप्लेन कर सकती है इसको कैसे करें, क्वेश्चन करें,
यस मैम,
कंफर्टेबल आंसर,
यस मैम।
कैसे करें?
मतलब मैम कि आप कह रहे थे कि जैसे हमारे पास ग्रुप ऑफ n नंबर ऑफ नेम्स हैं,
हाँ।
ठीक है ना, हमें चाहिए कि जो हमें डिजायरेबल रिजल्ट चाहिए, सबसे पहले हम जी लगाएंगे,
हाँ।
ठीक है ना। जी लगाने के बाद कुछ एंट्रीज जो बहुत अलग होंगी वो कैंसिल हो जाएंगी, और जो थोड़ी सी मतलब क्लोजर
हाँ,
होंगी वो रह जाएंगी।
exactly।
फिर जी लगाएंगे, फिर जो वो वाली कैंसिल हो जाएंगी, और जो हमें मतलब जितनी देर तक हमें एग्जैक्ट नहीं आता उतनी देर तक जी लगाते जाएंगे।
ग्राफिकली हमने ऐसे एक्सप्लेन किया था कि भाई साई यहाँ पे और साई पे टोटल कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ नॉट डिजायर्ड, ये थे तेरे बीटा था ना यहाँ पे जो डिजायरेबल नहीं थे,
यस मैम,
और ये तेरे डिजायरेबल बीटा कौन सा था, बट ये नॉट डिजायरेबल थे, ये डिजायरेबल थे। तो ईच ऑपरेशन ऑफ जी, जितनी बार तो जी इसमें लगाई है, ये क्लोज आ रहा है टू द एक्चुअल रिजल्ट,
ठीक है।
अब एक्चुअल रिजल्ट में जरूरी नहीं सिर्फ एक ही एंट्री हो सकता है अलीशा के साथ तुझे तब शब्द का भी नंबर ढूंढना, तुझे जस किरण का भी नंबर ढूंढना, तो हर ऑपरेशन में सिर्फ ये 3 रहेंगे और
बाकी कैंसिल,
हाँ।
कैंसिल,
ठीक है।
यस मैम।
किस स्टेप में लिखना है कि 3 स्टेप
तीन
अलग
step
अलग
लिखने
लिखने
पड़ेंगे।
पड़ेंगे,
हाँ,
हमेशा की उसमें
क्योंकि अगर एक ही स्टेप लिखेगी तो तू हॉल्ट कैसे बताएगी,
और फिर 3 स्टेप्स के बाद 4th स्टेप में हॉल्ट लिखेंगे, ये प्रॉब्लम थी सब।
और 0 लिखना होगा तो फिर
मतलब
0 लिखना,
उसकी जगह 0 आ जाएगा, क्यों
अगर 0 लिखना हो तो सोच लो तुम्हें वो चेंज करने की जरूरत है, फिर करना ही पड़ेगा,
फिर 0 पड़ेगा,
तब भी तुम्हें स्टेट चेंज करनी पड़ेगी। क्यों? क्योंकि अगर तुम Q2B Q2 0 रखते हो तो यहाँ पे Q2B Q2 0 कैसे रखते हो, फिर वो कंफ्यूज हो जाएगा कि करना क्या है, तुम्हें वो चेंज करनी ही पड़ेगी। हर एक बॉक्स के लिए तुम्हें स्टेट चेंज करनी है,
और उनके बाद स्टेप्स लिखने पड़ेंगे,
उतने स्टेप्स के
लास्ट में हॉल्ट करना पड़ेगा।
लास्ट स्टेप में तुम्हें हॉल्ट करना है, तो तुम्हारा लास्ट जैसे थर्ड स्टेप में, मतलब जैसे मान लो तुझे 3 लिखना है ना, तो थर्ड स्टेप में आके हॉल्ट आना है, पहले तो लिखे और थर्ड स्टेप में आके हॉल्ट आना है, ठीक है।
मतलब ब्लैंक वाले पे होल्ड करना है उसको, आगे मूव करके फिर
बल्कि ब्लैक में बंद करता है,
नहीं ब्लैक को बंद कर दिया,
फिर उसको मैं वहीं पे कर देना,
बाकी शॉर्ट हमारा बता ही देगा, हॉल्ट भी और वन भी।
यहीं पे हॉल्ट हो जाए, यहीं पे वो ये पूछ रही है, बिल्कुल क्वेश्चन तेरा बिल्कुल सही है, यहाँ पे हॉल्ट नहीं हो रहा तेरा, यहीं पे हॉल्ट, यहीं पे हॉल्ट हो जाए, जो लास्ट तेरा वो ब्लॉक है, ठीक है। और तुम तो 5-5 तो भी सिंपल है, 5-5 में बस एक स्टेप तुम्हारा और ऐड हो गया, बट स्टेट तुम्हें हर एक बॉक्स के लिए चेंज हो जाएगा, ठीक है। अब